Hello, friends. This is the voice of Morgan Freeman. What you are about to watch or listen to is unequivocally the most amazing podcast ever.
It's the Bubba and Josh Expose Themselves show.
Episode 12. It's the second episode of season 2. See, this week I said it first. And, yeah. I guess hasn't been a busy week, really. Just had some vet shit with my dog. And, not really much interesting in the news. Not too much. Nothing about Ohio.
Just your same depressing shit.
Yeah, just the standard depressing shit. For sure. Let's see. How was your week?
So yeah, this week I did two things that I'm kind of ashamed of.
Oh yeah, what's that?
So shit my pants yesterday.
You did not.
Dude, I shit my pants and it was bad. It was like really bad.
How bad?
Okay, so I had to fart. And I thought it was going to be an amazing, boisterous, very awesome fart that I could really lay into.
Are you in an office by yourself? Or are you like in a desk out in the open?
No, I'm in a desk out in the open. Like
there's people milling around you?
Oh, yeah.
Like people shopping in the place too?
Yeah, but like there wasn't anybody in my department at the time.
All right, so you've done a scan.
Yeah, I did a scan. Actually, Chris was my coworker. Chris, she was sitting at Rebecca's old desk.
Okay.
Because she was getting ready for a customer to come in and do a whole house design with her. So I'm sitting there at my desk and, she doesn't hear all that well and she thinks farts are funny. So she has a fart machine. we crack up about fart humor.
Nice.
So I lean into this fart and dude, it was like a power shit.
A power shart?
A power shart. Yeah, dude. It was
No.
like, pow. And I mean, it was liquid. There was nothing solid about it. It was running down my leg.
So did it come out the back of your pants?
No, that didn't happen.
Oh, thank God.
I ran right to the bathroom, got right into the stall, took my pants down. And
Was it like running down your legs?
Yes, like my legs, the whole back of my thighs and down my calf had runny.
What about your
shit.
socks? How are your socks at the end of this?
My socks were fine. It didn't make it down to the socks because I kind of got baggy pants.
That's so much shit in your pants.
So I'm cleaning up my pants and I'm cleaning up my legs in the stall. And I'm like so ashamed of myself. And it was like water, basically.
Oh. Bro.
Coming out of my butt.
No.
So I'm like trying to clean up everything. Pants. And yeah, the poop that took a pee. Dude, that's exactly what happened. So
you are Scrody McBooger Balls. A true tale of Scrody McBooger Balls.
So that happens. And I go back to my desk and
so you just go and wipe down?
I wipe down as like to the best of my
abilities. You got to explain
abilities.
something to me. When you go to the bathroom there, is it like a multi-stalled bathroom? Like is it like a private employee one where there's just like a toilet and a urinal and a sink washing, or has got stalls?
Bathroom. It's 3 stalls, 2 urinals.
And anyone can use it.
Yeah, anybody.
Okay, but
could people see me cleaning up the shit in my pants? Is that what you're asking?
Well, I'm just wondering because like you would think that you would have been standing at the sink and like, giving a fucking scrub down with your balls like hanging free. No.
There's no doing any of that.
Oh no.
That is not happening.
That's not good.
No.
Okay.
And what's really messed up, so that morning I was getting dressed and I'm trying to find undies.
Stop.
And I can't find undies at all.
Were you
and I'm
free balling, bro?
So I was free balling yesterday. Dude, like the nastiest.
Where did you get the water to clean yourself up with?
was no water, dude. I'm trying to
That's
get
what
to
I'm
that
trying
part
to
of the
understand.
story.
Like, but you've already, in your story, you've already exited the fucking restroom.
Dude. Yeah,
That's what I'm trying to get to.
I'm getting here. I'm getting there. So fucking I poop my pants and there's like
I'd say you more than
watery
pooped them.
shit all around my nuts, all
Wrinkles
around my
in the wrinkles of your
everything,
fucking balls.
in the wrinkles of everything around my thighs, down my calves, and I'm cleaning up the best I can. But the thing is, it is watery shit. So it wipes up real easy, right? And I know I need to take a shower immediately. That's
Okay.
all that I'm
Yes.
thinking about.
All right.
But I can't just go outside of the stall, go to the sink where everybody's walking into the bathroom, you know, because everybody's just going to see you bare ass.
And there's like no way you can lock it for a short
No,
period of time. Say,
there
sorry,
is
I'm in an emergency.
No way I can lock it.
Okay.
No possible way.
I just need to really feel this whole situation out.
I clean myself
Situation.
up the best as I can, right?
Okay.
And I go out, go back to my desk, and I'm trying to get a hold of my manager. Couldn't get a hold of him. Try to get a hold of another manager. Couldn't get a hold of him. Try to get a hold of another manager. Couldn't get a hold of him. Finally, I get a hold of the last manager in the fucking store. And I know him pretty well. Like he grew up with my parents, went to school with them.
Yeah, okay.
He knows
You
my
mentioned him
family and all
before.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike. He's a really cool dude. Like him a lot. And I told him the situation. I'm like, dude, I need to leave now. He goes, well, okay, yeah, no worries. Well, that's fine. And the funny thing is, though, earlier that day, I am taking a display fixture out of the cardboard box and getting it all ready to put on display.
Right.
And they didn't pack any hardware in the fixture box. And they always do. So it's just another process that I have to do. I have to go to the hardware aisle and go find enough hardware to put the fixture together and all that. So when I get back to my desk earlier that day, I said to Chris, man, the motherfucker that packed this box, I hope he shits his pants.
No, you didn't.
I did. I was like, I hope this guy shits himself in a public place.
Did you pack the box? Oh no,
Dude,
you
I'm like,
cursed
what the
yourself,
fuck?
bro. You karma cursed yourself.
I totally did. And Chris is like, oh my God. And so I walk back out to the lighting department, you know, just before I get a hold of the manager, after cleaning myself up. And Chris is like, are you okay? I said, yeah, I need to go. And she's like, well, what's up? I said, my stomach doesn't feel great. She's like, oh, are you all right? She said, you look frazzled. I said, well,
You gotta say the fucking least.
I'm like, well, you remember that thing I wished upon somebody earlier today? She's like, what? Like stone dropped her jaw, like, oh, and she was like, oh no. And this is a woman. She's like 55 years old, same age as my mom and dad.
Right.
And she actually, amazingly enough, she was pregnant with her son in the same military base that my mom was pregnant with Erica.
Oh shit.
The same Navy base, and they were pregnant. They had babies 2 weeks apart.
Oh shit.
From each other. So they were probably seeing the same doctor, my mom and her, in Millington, Tennessee.
Strange coincidences, dude. I'm telling you.
Yeah, weird. Small world.
Right.
Anyways, so I'm like just ashamed of myself. And I finally get a hold of that manager and I'm walking out the door and I come to him face to face and he's like, what's going on? Are you all right? You need to get out of here? And I said, yeah, man. He says, are you going to make it? And I'm like, I didn't make it. That's the problem. I didn't make it. And he's like, oh. He starts smiling and giggling at me. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go home, like hose myself down and my car down and everything. And yeah, I'm going to stay home today. He's like, okay, yeah, no problem. And I come into work today.
Yeah.
And the store manager, Mike, my manager, a couple other managers all come up to me. Hey, how you feeling? Heard you had to leave a little early yesterday. And I'm like, yeah, I did. Yeah, I wasn't feeling good.
You are correct, sir.
Yeah. And they're all like, yeah, you feeling better? It's like, fuck you. Fuck you. I should sue your asses. Human resources.
Somebody call HR.
Yeah. But yeah, so that happened yesterday. And the second thing that happened to me, also involving poop. So, and I don't think I'm ashamed of this, just kind of freaked out about it. So
Wait, well, okay.
I
Oh man, the start of this podcast has had so many layers already, and we're only like 14 minutes in, 10 minutes in.
Shit hawks have come to roost.
No doubt.
So
Jesus Christ.
I take a poo and I've got to wipe. Right?
Is this yesterday?
No. This is not yesterday. This was like a couple days ago.
Okay.
So maybe, I guess it was, yeah, it was a couple days ago. Yeah, Monday. Yeah,
Okay.
It was Monday. I am in the men's room and I get my toilet paper when I took it off the roll.
Wait, what did you just call it?
Toilet paper?
No, the Batman's room? Did I hear that right?
No. I was in the men's room.
Oh, men's room. Why did I hear Batman's room?
I don't know, but yeah, let's call it that from now on. Fuck, that sounds cool as shit.
Turd Palace. Open
So,
24/7.
I'm in the men's room and I take my dookie. I'm getting ready to wipe. I do my, quick fold and whatnot. And I wipe my ass. But there's something hard in the toilet paper.
No.
And I'm like, what the fuck was that?
What
and it moved.
size are we talking? No. No,
and I'm
wait.
like, what the fuck was that? What moved?
The
and
size of a quarter?
Something moved. And when I looked down into the toilet, I wiped my ass with a fucking spider, dude.
No.
Yeah, your worst nightmares ever come true. It
No.
fucking happened. But because I had them in between
It was
the
in your
folds,
butthole then. That was what was in your butthole? The thing that was this big?
that wiped my ass.
Wiped your butthole. You put a spider in your butthole, bro. No.
I put a spider up against my butthole. Shit on it.
Where's the spider now?
Probably in spider fucking heaven, man. It fucking went down the toilet.
You don't think it'll be back, right?
I fucking hope not.
Now you guys have a DNA link.
I'm pretty sure I killed it.
I think you got a DNA link, man. It might come back for you. I'm concerned.
Maybe I'll turn into Spider-Man.
Yeah, no, it will not.
Shooting webs out my ass.
It's an unconventional way of getting around, but
I'll get my own video game and shit. Brown web.
thanks, guys. Off to the next adventure. Jesus H. Christ, dude. I was actually worried something came out of you, but you almost put something into you. And
Well,
pretty
it
much
wasn't
did.
in me. Well,
If your cheeks had folded, what if it got scared and went straight?
Oh, dude.
What if it was just like an in you and laid eggs in you? Maybe that's why you
Well,
pooped
it
funny.
definitely moved because I put the pressure on it, right? And I could feel something. I was like, ooh, drop that.
And
drop
that's
it in
giving
the
me a little
toilet.
anxiety, bro. That's
Oh, it
fucked.
freaked me out. Yeah, double check, triple check, quadruple check your toilet paper before you start folding and fucking plugging away.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I don't even think it was a prank. I'm pretty sure I've seen someone like recording pulling the roll of toilet paper because in Australia or something, there was like one of those like huntsmans or whatever on the back of the roll.
Ugh.
I mean, thank God it wasn't that, but Jesus Christ. It wasn't like a brown recluse, was it?
No, it was a sizable spider, and it was definitely a brown one.
Brown. Brown poop loose.
Well, now it's brown. If it wasn't before,
And then
it
2
was
days later,
now.
your poop was loose, so it's a brown poop loose. That could be the name of the episode. Brown poop loose. People would be like, what the fuck? They're back into the weird episode naming thing again. But it pretty much explains like the whole point of this fucking episode. You've had a bad couple days.
I've had a bad couple of days.
Bubba's grand shit adventure.
Yeah.
Wow, man. I can't say like I've had anything remotely like that. Like I had a little vet emergency thing with my dog, but that story's fucking boring. That's not. Did I have anything that I didn't have any weird poops or peas? Damn, bro.
Yeah.
Jesus H Christ. I still fucking shooting webs out of your butt. Jesus Christ.
And
yeah,
then,
that's
just so you know, another certain someone that I know this morning shit her pants.
someone I know?
Oh yeah, you know her.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's all. I won't say anything else. Not that I said anything, but yeah. That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a couple weeks ago I had a pretty close one.
Shit your pants.
I shit the inside of my ass cheeks.
Ooh.
Like I pushed a little too hard and it was like, oh, like a little dollop of sour cream between my cheeks. And I was like, oh shit. Nothing escaped.
A dollop of
Nothing
Desi.
escaped, and I was able to do what I needed to do in the bathroom. And wow, we really fucking, this thing does go off the rails. I don't know if I mentioned it last time, but when I talked to Carter last week, so like a week ago today,
yeah,
because I had asked out loud, like, would you, and he's the only one who replied, "Thank you, Charlie, you fucking cunt." Little fucker. He 5'5". He replied back that to me, he was like, so yeah, I like the way, instead of it kind of being like, its semi-structure is good, but he really likes how did we get here kind of mentality of where this podcast goes pretty much all the time.
Oh, okay, cool.
We were here and then they were here, but then all of a sudden we're fucking
but it does come
back
together. Like it strings there somehow.
It kind of ends up becoming cohesive almost to a point where I'm pretty impressed that we're this well functionally dumb idiots who like can actually string this shit together to make a cohesive story. Like, is that a color changing cup?
Yeah, it's pink and then gets purple as it gets cold.
Yeah. Okay. I noticed that the color line had changed.
I do kind of like a different cup every other episode or so.
Yeah, me too. Not.
Yeah, I know. We're fucking sponsored,
waiting
bro.
for the sponsorship. Exactly what I was thinking, dude. When's that coming?
I don't know. That's why I'm rocking the Stewie's cup today.
Huh. We need some local sponsors too, you know?
Yeah. Which they're going to be putting in a high-end Stewie's in Albany. You heard about that?
A high-end Stewart's in
Dude,
Albany.
Like, oh yeah. You'll have to look it up. There's like, it's a beautiful building.
Bougie Stewart's?
Like, bougie Stewart's,
so
bro.
For people who aren't in the Northeast, in like the Adirondacks, New York, I think they might have some that drift into Vermont even. Stewart's is a chain of like convenience stores. I think 7-Eleven. I mean,
not all gas stations though. They don't all have a gas station.
Right. Most of them do. Like I would say a higher percentage obviously do, but I've definitely seen ones that don't. There's the one just down south that I don't know if that one's still open, but there was that one at the one intersection in Glens Falls that didn't have one. So it's but it's more than a 7-Eleven. Now they offer like hot foods like hamburgers and shit like that, but one of the biggest upsales, I guess you could say, or the biggest points of it, and it's something that they've been doing since we were kids, and probably I don't know how long they've been around.
That's how they started.
Ice cream and milk. Yeah, ice cream and milk
as a dairy
and butter maybe. I mean, they've definitely branched out. Like they've got their own like colored fruit, sweet drinks and teas in bottles. But it's not
coffee.
It's
drinks.
not the Stewart's that you might be thinking of, or Stewart. I don't know that one.
Stewart. You're You're thinking of the
This is
soda.
the soda. So
Yeah.
to be clear, it's not that. And there was some confusion. Like even my aunt out in California got a bottle of Stewart and was like, "Oh, it's great to see some
'Cause it
hometown stuff." It's so similar.
Yeah, the writing even looked very similar.
Like I was
Very similar.
surprised myself when I read the bottle to find out that it was not, and then looking it up when I originally saw it, I was surprised. So because I was somewhere out west, and I was like, "Holy fucking shit, no way." Wow, they've really grown. But man, they've got some of the, in my opinion, the best mint chocolate chip ice cream. The chocolate ice cream's good, man.
Fuck yeah.
When we were kids in Little League, like if you won the game, and even sometimes if you didn't, like there'd be every now and like in between innings, the kids would be out there with their hat getting money to go towards going up to with the team and getting a single serve ice cream cone unless someone paid the extra. But yeah, you go up there and oh man, little mint chocolate chip ice cream cone after every game, dude. What a way
Got a new one,
Oh,
a
that's a
new
good time.
limited edition ice cream that I've fallen in love with because mint chocolate chip was always like a very go-to for me with them.
Yeah.
It's called peanut butter jelly time. Dude, fucking delicious. And as
Really?
a shake, oh my God, it blows my mind. I feel like it's amazing.
And that's another thing. They the way they make their shakes there with their own milk and stuff. That's another thing that was big for you. You could go get like a double dip fucking extra thick milkshake. And man, I used to love going up there and getting chocolate milkshakes all the time. And then if it wasn't snowing right now and we weren't doing this, like, and we were talking about this and things weren't important like this, I would almost be like, I'll be back, Bubba, and then we'll do whatever we were doing. Because now I have to go get a Stewart's milkshake. Their ice cream is great. I like it better than most other brands, honestly.
Oh yeah, no, their ice cream is amazing.
Yep.
You know, my
their sherbet is
father-in-law-
good too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All of it. They're a good creamery.
Yeah.
So my father-in-law, he is a very, very big fan of Stewart's.
Oh yeah?
He's so huge of a fan. So for Christmas, we got him a Stewart's beanie.
A beanie?
So he's a
like
beanie.
a toque?
That's like an actual beanie. Yeah,
Oh shit.
Very, very, very funny. It says Stuart Shops right across the face of it.
And I bet you he fucking loves it too.
Oh, he does. Absolutely.
Actually, he might have been in it last time he was here.
I'm sure he was.
Yeah, I think he might have been. And I thought, that's weird that he's wearing that. Because I was like, is he like doing part time? Well, that's exactly what I was wondering. I was like, maybe he's like working there part time or something.
Loves it.
That's cool, because he's retired. So hey, you want to make a little extra scratch? Fuck. Probably right down the road. There's probably like 4 in your location, give or take 5 minutes in each direction, I would guess. You probably have a bunch down there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We have about 4 within 10 to 15 minutes of each other. Yeah. From here, I can, I don't know, like a mile and a half away to the left, another 2 miles to the left the other way, 10 miles to the right, and then 15 miles the other direction.
When was the last time you were up here?
Christmas.
Did you notice there's a fucking Dollar General in this town now?
Oh yeah. No, actually it was Ella's birthday. That was the last time we were up.
Yeah, and it's so understaffed, but they're staffed. It was supposed to bring all these jobs. The place is packed and there's a lot of neat stuff in there, but dude, what the fuck? It just seems like I don't know, man. It's hard for me to see the town that I grew up in changing in a way that and it doesn't matter that I don't necessarily approve of it. Like, who the fuck am I? Why does it matter? But it seems out of character for the small mountain town that it is.
Yeah.
And if it's at that point, they might as well get a fucking recreational dispensary here.
Right. There's a lot of things that have changed in that town. Think about like the Four Corners where the Tannery Pond is right there.
That used to be there. That was Bacon's Service Center.
Fucking A.
I bought a pack of cigarettes there when I was like 15. It was sweet.
I remember us going in there all the time for our car.
Yeah. Besides that, because my mom, like, I think because it might have been that the whole time, I guess I was a kid, but I remember because my mom used to live on the lane, which is the road directly behind the supervisor's building, the town of building. You know, if you're going up towards 28, that first left that ends
I
at
know what you're
a
talking about.
sand turnaround. Yeah, we used to live in the last house on the left there. We used to rent it. And so she had I'm pretty sure it was a Ford Escort for the longest period. It was a Ford Escort.
Yeah,
Ford
my
Escort.
mom and dad did too.
And those 80s Ford Escorts, man, they fucking didn't know how to run properly. That fucking thing, it'd freeze every year. Like, I remember when she was with her second husband too, it was because she had it for multiple years, but they'd have to get out there anytime it was going to be freezing temperatures with a light bulb and a goddamn aluminum tray under the fucking engine because the fucking fuel lines and shit would freeze up or something. And one time they left it on too long or it was too close and it actually melted a fuel line. Anyways, long story short, I'm sorry, I went way off the rails with that, but it was just a lot of memories coming back at once. But yes, that was the easiest place, and that was the place that you would take it. But then what about the IGA? What is now Barvina was the IGA market. The Washburns owned it.
Yeah, no, I don't remember that.
Really? It was around when you were a kid.
You remember Gerard's was like right there, the pizza joint.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah. But this place, man, it was like a little IGA market. Have you ever seen an IGA market?
Yes.
They're not very common anymore in a lot of places, but yeah, man, you could go into the back and fresh ground beef, and it was like
the whole thing.
Yeah, it was like a mom and pop kind of convenience supermarket store, and it was fucking old school. I can remember because you would walk in the one door and there was a store, and then the back was the meat counter, and then you go up to the front, and there was one fucking register, and then you would exit out that door. Yeah, I could just remember there was a smell about that building, man.
And we always went to Grand Union because my grandmother worked there.
Sure. And then many moons before you even, there was no Copperfield Inn. There was the American Diner there.
Yep.
There was a hill there where I used to live on a house on the hill. And Montgomery Ward's that my grandfather owned, right? And down the street where what would be the Barking Spider now was Zio's Pizzeria. And at that time, I only ate cheese pizza. I did not like pepperoni or anything, but my grandmother would take me probably once every week or two, maybe. And I can remember you would walk in, you know, because it's the same fucking layout it's always been. But there were booths in the middle, and he had wallpapered with like all this old school Sunday comics. So it was the color comic strips, and it was literally just. It was really fucking chill, man, and he had I don't know if it's just that it like a lot of businesses in the town, it just didn't work out. But I remember the last time I saw him, I was probably 5 or 6, and he was driving a big rig truck through town just to see who was around. He was an old man at that point, I think, too. He was probably in his 60s. But I had just that taste of that pizza every now and again. I've had pizza in New York City because he was from New York City. That's just like. It's that type of cheese, whatever it is, the way the sauce is, the way the crust is, it instantly brings me back. It's possibly even the water. But there's been so many changes. Smith's restaurant, I remember when that place was a fucking jam session. Every time you went, it was busy. It didn't matter.
Oh, yeah.
It was busy.
Yeah.
And then the Copperfield came in, and I think that's what fucked up Smith's in the long run. And now look at it. It just resold again.
Yeah.
It just resold again.
Really?
And not for a lot. I mean, it was million something, I think, but not a lot. Considering there was rumors that the people who just bought it, who paid $1 million something or whatever, put $1 million into it or $500,000. I don't know. Anyway, this town, it's great that we have the ski mountain here, but it's not great. It's really been pushing a lot of what there's so many people right now having problems finding places.
Oh yeah.
Airbnbs, people are buying Airbnbs
there for years. They can't find a fucking place to rent.
Just to
they
rent.
They can't find a place
even to buy. Exactly.
Yeah, it's terrible. All these families are getting shut out of their own town.
Yep. The Airbnb culture is honestly, it's a fucking scourge on our fucking great area, dude. It's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, no, it's tough.
And I know people making money on the other side cleaning and stuff. And I might have even talked about this last week, but it's really been on my mind because I myself am looking for a place possibly up here, but it's getting more and more like looking farther, like, you know, down south, 45 plus minutes.
Yeah.
And the prices are actually a little better too.
Yeah.
Some of the prices up
depending
here
on where you're going, absolutely.
absolutely stupid, dude. And then the places now that all of a sudden this fucking beautiful mountain town area has a fucking home association owner fee or homeowner association bullshit. $325 a month on top of whatever the fucking rent is. Or your mortgage or whatever. Fuck you, suck a dick. That's another thing. The homeowners associations are fucking bullshit garbage. And this is maybe me a brief blip of things that piss me off because I'm old. There's also things that piss me off because I'm old and I fucking understand it better now. Garbage bullshit. You're gonna tell me what I can do with my fucking house? Suck my dick. That was my money.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You have to abide by a certain color on your house. You have to buy some
and
places,
not just the paint, but the fucking shingles.
yeah, everything. So like the people that come in and are doing a house, right? And we have to provide the lighting for their house. They'll go, okay, I want this for the outside and this for the outside and this for the outside. And I'll go, sorry, that ain't gonna jive, buddy. Your homeowners association in this area, you have to have this post
You
light.
actually have to keep track of that?
Certain communities, yeah, we have standards for the builders that we have.
Okay.
So the builders to have a
That's pretty
standard, and
cool.
the homeowners association has to they keep up with it. And basically, every person has to have the same post lantern. Everybody has to have the same lights on the front of their house. Everybody has to have the same kind of floodlight.
God damn.
Yeah. It's pretty fucked up.
Wow. Yeah, that's
What's that song from Weeds? Little boxes on the hillside.
little boxes made of ticky tacky. Yeah, dude, it's fucking ridiculous, and it's just unjust, dude, that people are getting forced out of their hometowns. Your fucking camera just went biddly doo. There it is. Maybe it was focusing on a ghost.
Maybe.
Satan's nutsack.
Satan's nutsack. That's the ghost name.
Yeah, exactly. The ghost of Satan's nutsack.
Jeez.
Yeah, man, it's fucked up, dude. What's going on with all that shit? It just adds to the overall fucking mental bullshit. It's just like you guys are really just fucking people to make a profit.
That's a lot of it.
And I mean, I get it. People want. There's so many people out there that want to be their own fucking boss. But maybe get the fuck out of real estate and do something original, you fucking twats.
Yeah.
Open a fucking cool comic book store, you prick face.
You take what you love and try to work it if you can.
I don't think a lot of these people love it. They just know that they can fucking flip a house, pay the mortgage, and make a nice extra chunk of change.
Now, the only thing that I would do if I were to move back up there for the mountain town, if I could, I would do an actual bed and breakfast, not an Airbnb bullshit. Like having
Faulty
rooms,
towers.
but like you come down in the morning, just like my grandmother's bed and breakfast that she ran, Highlands up in North River. Wake up, we have waffles ready for you or whatever you want to make us to make. We'll do really good food. You can do cross-country skiing on the property. You can do like snowshoe rentals around the property. You can usually, if you have a bed and breakfast in that town, you have the Chamber of Commerce, right?
Right.
So you get cheaper lift tickets for your patrons.
Right.
Like
right.
I would do that. And I think that's giving kind of back to the community. You're not just trying, you'd be sending people into town to go to this business, go to this business, go to this business kind of thing.
Well, that's kind of what I was just going to go into, though, is because when you look at what businesses actually exist in our town, there's nothing really unique about any of the businesses.
Really?
It feels that way to me.
It
A
used to
lot
be
of them were
different than
selling
that.
bullshit. Yeah, well, I mean, of course it was. Things were a lot different so many years ago, man. I mean, the way the Whitewater Derby just, it doesn't, did they even not do it the last couple of years? Like, is the Whitewater Derby done?
No, they've done it.
I don't think they did
I'm
it.
positive.
No, I think it's over, dude. I think they didn't do it last year. I'm pretty sure Whitewater Derby.
That's like one of the biggest weekends for that town. Whitewater weekend. Whitewater.
Right. 2021 event canceled. See you in 2022. That's what the website says now. So if that's the case, and that's something I even competed in when I was a youngster. But that used to, before the fucking that one building was set on fire that one year, that was like a premier party event for adults and children alike.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. What was that?
Anyway.
Any Hooser. Yeah, that building burned down.
Yeah,
I remember that year.
But I remember being up there with my dad, like just hanging out at the ticket gate with like Sarge Van Kuren and all these other locals, you know, Tom, Finger
Utley.
Tom, no. Oh God.
Finger Tom.
He had a couple daughters, but they all didn't have the same name. And his oldest daughter, who was blonde and is now, I think, a teacher.
Well, I
at the
hope
school,
they didn't have the same name.
Tom Butler.
Oh,
Tommy
yeah,
Butler.
Buckshot.
There it is. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. This is how I remember him specifically. When I was a kid,
Yeah.
my dad had a
Always
pickup
give
truck and
people
was a
the finger.
contractor. But at one point, like my dad and him were good buddies, I guess. We're coming up behind him, going past the hardware, going in towards Tops or Grand Union or whatever it was at the time. I'm sure it was Grand Union. I was young. In my dad's pickup truck, because he was a contractor, Buckshot's in his pickup truck, and all of a sudden this big cardboard finger springs up and does like this in the back window. He had like hand cut this, like it might have even been made out of wood, because I mean I'm talking, I was 5 or 6, so we're talking 30 something years ago this happened. That's how I remember Buckshot, the North Creek salute, you know, that was his thing.
You know, my parents, they always told stories about him because he used to be the constable for that town.
Right.
So when they would get in trouble, or anytime they were like caught drinking out in the woods or anything like that, he'd always bring the kids back home, and he was never a hard ass about it. It was a cool dude. I ended up playing music with Buckshot quite a bit. So when I first started playing harmonica, I started playing with a bluegrass band, and Buckshot was playing dobro. Steve Spurchek, he was playing violin. There was a couple other older folks. It was basically, I was the only one under the age of 50 in this band. But we had a lot of fun. I learned a lot of good shit on the harmonica. You know, kind of cut my teeth on in that band.
That's cool as shit, man.
Yeah, no, he was a really amazing guitar player, amazing dobro player. Like, just, he knew his shit.
No doubt. I didn't even know that side of him.
Oh yeah, big time musician.
I'm trying to remember the name. I just had a weird vision of this dude with this huge house on Bird Pond Road.
Guthrow.
No, that was
Bird
the
Pond
solar.
Road.
That was the solar house.
Yeah, solar panel.
Oh, my dad's buddy Hank Rose. That's the name. You remember the Roses? Beautiful fucking house.
My grandmother lived on Bird
Actually,
Pond
might have
Road.
not even been Bird Pond Road, but it might have been one of those similar roads I had when I was a kid. But it had this fucking back deck that just looked out at the Adirondacks.
Yeah.
Fucking gorgeous house, man. Beautiful on the inside, too. Huge rooms. Big vaulted ceilings.
Yeah.
All hand, like, hewn logs and shit, if I remember correctly. Anyways, weird memories flooding back tonight.
Yeah. Isn't it nice?
It is nice because, like, you know, nothing
We can
is.
stop talking about shit.
Yeah, exactly that, and nothing is the same anymore, man. Like thinking about taking that trip down to PJ's Jewelry and you know, video rental store.
Oh yeah, man.
And it's usually spending more than 10 minutes. You're not going to make up your mind in 10 minutes, even though it was what other people would think would be like like a fraction of what a Blockbuster is, because some people only know video rental stores as Blockbuster, all these other huge chain stores.
Yeah, no, this place was awesome. was also the jewelry store,
Right.
and it
Like the
had
first main room when you opened was like
figurines and
a
shit.
bunch of like glass cases with jewelry. And when troll dolls became hot, man, they started getting troll dolls. And I bought quite a few from there. Back where the owner worked on the jewelry was like a little office room just behind there. And behind that was a little curtain with the rated movies back there with the right. You know what I'm saying? X-rated movies. But then you would walk through around like the glass cabinets and you would take a step up, if I remember correctly, into the first section of the video room.
Oh,
and that
I
was
thought
like,
it was down. Took a
and
step down.
yeah, well,
Because I remember they had like, there was like an island in that room.
but wasn't it
and
more?
then
The island was
outside
like what
walls-
eventually became the Nintendo section. Because you could also rent
See,
Nintendos in these big plastic.
Because I
like,
remember on the back left side of that island was where all the G.I. Joe videotapes were.
right,
the
because that
cartoon
was the
G.I.
cartoon.
Joe
that was the
ones.
kids area. Was
Yeah, exactly.
straight
And I
past, like you walk
always
straight
went
in,
right there.
right past the island, which at the time was Nintendo games, and then I think they might have gotten a little bit in the Super Nintendo, but that was about the time they were phasing themselves out. But yeah, that was like the Disney movies, the cartoons. I can't remember what was on the left or what was necessarily on the right, but then there was that door also on the right.
The
There'd be
left
more.
led you back into Pete's work area.
I thought that was a whole wall. Like you would walk in and the island was in front of you and it was a wall of movies complete here, a wall of kids movies here, and then there was a wall with a door that went to like the horror movies and the R-rated movies that were kind of like in a long aisle, like a whole little separate room
Yeah.
that had the harder rated movies in there.
Yeah.
Because it was, I swear the only way you could get to Pete's room was like if you walk when you first open the door, because they also had these beautiful, and they still, the building is still there, the beautiful glass display windows with the glass
Yeah.
display cases
Always
facing
had a new
out.
display every season.
Yep, exactly. You could like look this way,
Back left. Yeah.
back left, but like but you would go around the counter to the right, walk between two rows of counters here. One is up against the building's wall, and I swear it was a step up and in, and then it was a step down coming into the room.
I can't remember now.
But either way, like,
Damn.
man, it's just one of those cool memories that you have. That's just like that was entertainment back in the day, and
I'm sure a bunch of you people who are listening, you know, all like two of you guys, you must have.
It's more than
memories
that.
of something like that.
it's
Is
more
it
than
now?
that. Yeah,
Well, thank you, all
yeah.
of you,
Thank you, and or watching. Remember, and or watching.
and or watching. Yes, but yeah, I'm
It's
sure
actually
there's a
more than
lot of
that.
people that had
Crazy.
tiny, you know, video rental spots that they went to.
But you got to remember, there's so many people that we met in our lives, and when we tell stories about the place where we lived, they're like, "What the fuck?"
What? Yeah, it's 20 minutes from my house to the nearest traffic light.
Yeah, exactly.
30 minutes.
No shit, and it still is.
Yeah.
20, 30 years later, plus, you know. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the building that they used to have karate in. Do you remember the old ski bowl, or did that burn down before?
Oh, yeah, I totally remember. I actually have a really funny story about
We used
that.
to do karate in the upstairs floor and sometimes the downstairs floor.
I got
there.
something to tell you about the upstairs floor of that place.
You didn't burn it down, right?
No, of course not. I
Oh,
love
thank
that place. That's
Jesus.
where we had youth program.
Yeah,
Like the best years of my youth program were at that.
yeah. It was great in the winter too.
I
'Cause
had
little
my-
gore and
8th or 9th birthday party there. We had all the kids in my class come in and we went sledding on the hill and
Hell yeah.
everything. Came in there. I remember Mark Gillette puked in the hot potato circle. And yeah, it was pretty
no one
funny.
wants to puke at a party.
No, but
Not a kid's
what
party. at
happened
least.
on the top floor of that place, my grandmother had her bachelorette party when she got married. Yeah, my grandmother, she just passed away a few months back. Anyways, she was getting married. It was her third marriage. And I believe she had to have been like in her mid 40s at the time.
Right.
And I was a young kid. I was probably like 5 or 6, maybe. You know, she had her bachelorette party up there. And my mom and like her daughter and her other daughters, they all filmed it.
Okay.
And it turns out Grandma Jan got a lap dance from what's the women's Playgirl magazine? Like the model from the Playgirl magazine.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Had no idea. Found out years later, and she kept the Playgirl magazine that he was in, Grandma Jan.
Jesus, man. Totally different times. The old pavilion.
Yeah, man.
The old
used to be able to have all sorts of fun.
Shit, in fact, the first Wayne stock, the old pavilion. No, that might have been the new pavilion. The old red one that my grandparents used to take care of, and my grandmother used to keep skating when I was a kid.
Skating. I used to
and they
skate
had
there
the
when I was a
pavilion
kid.
building right next to it with a nice big fireplace at the end. It's actually where we had the first ever Go Dash show at a Halloween thing, because Brooke and Greg used to throw the greatest fucking Halloween bashes, man.
Right.
And like the whole area was in on it. You know, the cops were nearby to make sure no one was driving home drunk, but there was so much underage drinking, and I was so fucked up, and I was only like 17 when I was started in Godass, maybe 16. That was the first show we ever played. It was supposed to be a joke one-off band, and then we played together for like a year and a half or something like that. And I thought we were pretty all right, man. People liked us.
Good times, dude.
We used to play at the school dances, and people loved it because it was mainly a Sublime cover band and like reggae and fucking like some rock and shit. And the bands that I'd gone in before with that, it was kind of, I don't want to say it was emo. It was, I mean, I guess Bush in the early 90s. It was very Bush-esque, that grunge.
Oh.
So it's almost borderline emo, but like, and the songs were catchy for sure, the dude who wrote them, but like you could never understand what he was saying. And he liked the volume of the mic at the same level as the guitar. It was a different time and a different band. That's the band that Steve and I moved on from into Godass.
Well,
he eventually graduated and went to college, the leader. It was still great years then too, man. We had some great times. We used to go to Steve's fucking dad's house for jam sessions, and we would drink his liquor and fill the bottles with water and like
oh, you assholes.
And make
I never
prank
did that to
phone
my
calls
parents. I'm
and
a good
record
kid.
them to like places. We just make fucking stupid Jerky Boy style, recordings of this is Kissel and stupid shit, like not even making up our own stuff very well. Sean, the guy, the lead guy, he was good at making his own shit, but I was not.
Did I tell you the story about how Matt and I used to steal liquor? Did I do that on podcast yet?
I think that was early on, actually, that you told that story.
I feel like it was early on.
Yeah.
And fair enough.
And it wasn't a good outcome. I know the story no matter what.
Yeah, I felt bad. Felt terrible.
Earlier today, I sent you a text and you really didn't respond to it. And what I wrote was,
oh, yes. Activate Sonic Boom.
So I sat down and I watched, I won't lie, I've watched the first 3 episodes of Peacemaker now.
Oh, yeah.
And I fucking love it,
You
dude.
did.
And I'm not even skipping the intro. Like, I got to see them doing their dance. Fucking turn it T1000, like you were saying earlier when we briefly talked about it. Like, dude, I'm at this point where I'm just like,
invisible bone.
yeah, dude, like seriously. And then Eagly, like, get fucked when he hugs him.
Dude,
oh, it's
when
so
he
great.
hugs him. Oh my god, did you about shit? Shit.
Well, the
I
thing
cried
was,
a little bit.
Here's the deal. I had watched like the preview attached to the Suicide Squad movie on HBO Max. So this is kind of where, and we talked briefly about it, and I said, you asked, did you watch Suicide Squad? I didn't answer you because I wanted to tell you how it was. Like, I've learned something about myself. It's hard for me to say. I think Margot Robbie is shit as fucking Harley Quinn. Absolute dog shit. Garbage. I can't watch the movie because of it. And maybe that's
really?
part of the reason why I didn't like the one with fucking Jared Leto either. He's shit. He's shitty as Joker.
Shit. The
He's
first one was shit.
garbage.
The second one is way better than the first one.
Listen, I watched like a preview in that same thing, and the scenes that I saw, like the starfish, it seemed like Peacemaker was the one making all the humor. I mean, I think it might have been an edit to show the Peacemaker show.
Yeah.
But I saw other things that I laughed at, and I thought that's great, but I can't stand her. So I said, fuck it. I'm not watching it. I'm going straight to Peacemaker. And I did.
I'm just saying it is kind of setting the tone. That movie is, I feel, setting the tone for all of what James Gunn is about to bring us.
I read a synopsis. Like, I'm good.
Okay, fair enough.
I just don't think I can stand her in that character. And then I think about
you
the
don't
only other
see
thing
her
I
a
saw
whole lot throughout the movie. I mean, it's like a lot more based around all the other characters. She's kind of a smaller figure in this.
All right, fair enough. Like, I might sit down and give it a try now that I like Peacemaker, but either way, it didn't ruin anything for me for Peacemaker because they did a catching up in the first episode, so I knew what happened. Good.
Okay, fair enough.
I know, for the most part, it seems like it revolves around Peacemaker, especially.
What, the movie?
Yeah, a little bit more. There's a lot of
No.
Peacemaker-centric shit going on. The building collapsing on him, getting shot, all that shit. No, you don't think so?
No, I think
you don't think
there's
that
a
movie
lot
was
to that movie that you haven't seen.
all right? Well,
And
I'll watch it
you
for
need
next
to-
week.
Need to give it a shot. There's some
If
funny
I can't
shit.
get through it, I won't get through it. But I do like
Yeah, no,
Peacemaker.
that's
I
fine.
think it's one of the funniest fucking shows that activates Sonic Boom. I literally think I might get some freeze frames of my reactions and put them somewhere here while I'm talking from my security camera in my living room because I was really animatedly laughing and like throwing my arms up in the air and probably making some of the stupidest fucking
Dude,
faces
my
you've ever
jaw
seen.
dropped when I saw that.
That activates Sonic Boom and she just turns to fucking a blood bag of fucking spray. I was just like, wow! I probably did
What is
something like that.
Put that down. I think it's a human face.
Yeah, exactly. That was I think that was the next episode because
Next
they're
episode,
like trying to figure out how the creature that Eagly had dropped was still intact in this Sonic Boom area. Man, what is this? A piece of pizza? She goes or something like that. And that's a face. What? It's a human face. Yeah, and I've really enjoyed what I've seen so far. It's cool. It's got a really good vibe to it.
What do you think about what's his name there? Vigilante.
Not
Hit or miss?
I'm not really sold on him as a character completely. I just finished the episode 3 where he gets his toe cut off, or they teach the dude tried to cut off his toe when the first time they actually see the butterflies. Like,
oh, okay.
Fucking Peacemaker shoots the dude in the head, and after a little while, he's like trying to untie him. So, like, I haven't seen enough Vigilante to like him. I'm not sold on him as much as I am on the on Peacemaker's interactions with the other characters, like Dyed Beard and fucking
Yeah.
and the fact that what's her name's daughter, and she's been planted in there to be the only one that trusts to give back shit to Waller, right? Waller.
Yeah, Adebayo. And Amanda Waller is her mom.
So I'm interested to see where that goes.
Leota Adebayo. And
Right, because fucking what's his name can't pronounce, like he fucks up the names at first, and I'm just like, he's so crass, dude. The fucking, what did he say? I was doing dishes and I was watching the 3rd episode on my phone on the windowsill with my fucking wireless earbuds in, and I'm doing the dishes and I'm watching. That's the first time that he finds out that she's gay and she's a lesbian and has a wife and not a husband. Because of course he saw the ring last time. And what does he say? Fucking, I didn't know you played for the Washington Lickapusses or something like that.
I can't remember.
And I like burst out laughing, and Teresa's just like sitting in the living room, doing her thing, probably going, "What the fuck is he laughing about?" Like they're like a goddamn hyena. I was like, he's just saying the shit that you just wouldn't expect, and I think that just that kind of, it's very crass humor, but dude, it's such a good selling point for people like me, man, because it's written so well. It's not overdone and it's hilarious.
There's so many layers to it. Like, you're looking at this guy who is struggling with life right now. Like, he is having an identity crisis. Is he feeling fake? Is he feeling like all of his life decisions are terrible? There's a lot going on in this guy's head, and John Cena is fucking playing it really well. Everybody's acting really well. There's like a lot of different things to think about.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, and like his father and who he is and who he was before, and there's a lot of, there's definitely, it's like a fucking Shrek.
There's a lot of
onion,
things I still want to talk to you about.
Yeah, but I probably haven't gotten to him yet.
Nope, exactly. I'm trying not to ruin anything for you.
I'll try. I mean, it's only like 9 episodes long or 8 episodes or something.
Oh, you can knock it out in a day.
I'll knock it out within the next couple of days easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely on my to-do list. Yeah.
I want to see the.
I might with just the little bits that I showed her, like I fast forward to the Sonic Boom part and stuff. Might have maybe sold her on watching some. So who knows?
Now, quick question.
Yeah.
So, Peacemaker found a little spaceship thing,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Have you gotten to the part where there's 3 of them laying in bed together, smoking weed?
I don't think so.
Okay, never mind.
I don't think so. If so, I might have
Dropping it.
missed.
Well, I thought that's where he found out that it was a little space.
I know they said something about it,
thing.
but listen, here's the deal. Like I do have to get up and do other things when I'm like I could have missed it. Could have missed it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Which if I get a chance to convince her to watch it, I might just put it on when she gets home tomorrow.
Episode 2.
It might be. Sometimes I go out for a quick butt.
Maybe.
I don't pause things.
Yeah,
I know I'm only
fair
going to be
enough.
out there for like 30 to 45 seconds, so I'm not going to miss much, but apparently maybe I did.
I am very, very happy that you like it.
Right.
I was like, oh man, I really hope he likes it, but he might not.
No, it's
Am
good.
I the only one that thinks this is hilarious and totally amazing?
No, it's
I
good.
don't know.
I'll never skip the intro. Got to watch it every time. Eagerly at
It's
the end.
amazing.
Besides the
it's
fact
like-
that I'm looking at those Gobo breakups on the floor, and I'm like,
oh
I
yeah,
know those.
absolutely, absolutely.
And it's
But,
just
like,
so well
each of
done.
them having the dance down.
Right, but this is the thing, like, and that's a James Gunn thing too. I think this is a James Gunn thing. It's like the fucking music is on point.
Oh, very on point.
Music's
and I
really
believe
great,
that to
really-
be true. Absolutely, especially
really
like
helps
Guardians
it.
of the Galaxy. You know,
Right, exactly. So like that's why I assume he has his hand in helping choose the music for the scenes. He's writing it. I'm sure he has. It's like Stephen King when he would write his books. He put like almost in before every major chapter, he would put a little quote of a song that, especially like The Stand. You know, there's a lot of references, and I think that James Gunn. You know.
Yeah,
I think he's got it.
absolutely.
Yeah, it seems like I was thinking about it as I was watching. It seems like everything he touches turns to gold. But I'm
Yeah,
going to say
well,
this
we'll
about Margot Robbie at the end of everything, that I feel like she's the female Chris Pratt. Gets hot
Oh yeah,
and gets overused. Not like physically, sexually hot. Gets hot. It becomes a hot product. Totally gets overused.
yeah. I'm worried that that's going to happen with Pedro Pascal here, because he is doing really well. He's got his hands in a lot of things,
And for
like
me,
The
it's
Mandalorian,
crazy.
Last of Us.
The movies that he was
And-
in that I didn't know him from.
Oh yeah,
I thought he came out of nowhere into The Mandalorian. I had no idea who this fucking guy was.
Yeah, no, I mean, I watched him in Narcos before that, and I watched him in
Right.
Game of Thrones before that,
Right.
and a few other
Equalizer
things.
2.
Yeah, The Equalizer too. I had no idea who was in that.
Right.
Um,
He's great in it too.
he
He's
is
fun.
an amazing actor.
great.
And have you watched any of Last of Us yet?
I have not yet.
Ooh, if you get a chance to, I highly recommend it. I never played the video game, so
I
I don't
didn't
really
either,
have any
so-
basis on it.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
I'll take it for what it is. I have a good idea about the spore mold and bullshit. And like, I've seen enough
Yeah.
just scrolling Facebook because it's like so hot right now. I
Yeah.
understand the storyline and stuff. So I'll check it out, I think, eventually.
some really, really good acting going on in there.
You see,
And
they
some really cool special effects.
see they fucked up on this last episode. And like, you can see the crew in this bridge scene where they're walking across the bridge in this snowy area.
Oh
Might
yeah,
be on train
I
tracks.
just
You can
watched
see
last
him.
episode. I
You can
wasn't
see
really
him
paying
in the
attention.
bottom left. They're calling it like the Starbucks episode of fucking Game of Thrones, where they accidentally had a Starbucks cup on the table.
Oh yeah, I
They're calling it
remember
like the Starbucks cup fuck up of this show, which is funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can see them all kind of like huddled down by the trees and shit. They really thought they were off frame, and I'm really surprised someone in the editing room didn't go, "Oh shit," and then like digitally fucking paint them out, because it's a snow scene, for fuck's sake. Probably would
Yeah.
have been fucking easy, dude.
Oh.
Anyways,
But yeah, I highly recommend that show. Jess and I have been watching it. We love it.
nice.
Pedro Pascal, I'm very happy with how he's been performing. Yeah, he has a lot of really great movies. I wasn't a huge fan of Wonder Woman 1984,
Right.
but he did a good job in the role. Did an amazing job.
Fuck yeah. I have not watched it, but I agree. I'm sure he's great. I really like him in the what is it? The talent movie there with Nicolas Cage.
Oh yeah,
The Unbearable Weight of Talent, or whatever the fuck
yeah,
it's called.
The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, or something
That's
like
it.
that. Yeah,
That's a fucking funny movie, dude.
that's a funny fucking movie.
It's fun too. It's really fun.
Yeah.
It's corny. It's actually funny, and then it's got a lot of cool, fun action. It's very
It's just-
Nick Cage centric, you know.
Yeah, it's like two grown men playing pretend.
Yeah, and getting fucked up while they're doing it too.
Yeah,
a little bit, you know?
it was really cool. Very, very enjoyable.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I definitely know it's something that I'm gonna check out eventually. It's just, you know, time and whatnot.
No, finding the time. Absolutely. I feel that right now, Peacemaker is definitely more of a priority.
Right.
I can't wait to talk to you about it.
Yeah, no, it'll be fun. I'll try to finish it as quickly as I can.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Really let it soak in.
I will.
But dude,
I'm like
all of those fucking helmets are cool as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
I can't wait for you to see the other helmets.
I'm looking forward to it. I can't even wait.
God. Oh my god. So fucking fun.
It's funny because
so
like
good.
it's you know, it's one of those. I'm pretty focused on what DC characters I pay attention to, so this is someone I've never even heard of up until he came out.
Yeah, I had no idea.
I mean, I didn't really even know until the Suicide Squad movies were coming out that there was a Suicide Squad. It never appeared
really?
in any of the shit that I was reading that I can remember.
Huh.
But you got to remember, a lot of my
I
basis
feel
is
like I
in the
remember seeing
mid-90s
stuff before then.
mid-90s comics where, like, before even Harley Quinn was the thing, Suicide Squad might have been a thing, but it wasn't in. And you got to remember, like, I wasn't getting a comic every week or every other week or whatever the releases were, so I
And
wasn't
let
getting
alone
full
all the
stories.
branch-offs.
Yeah, and then there was times when I was going to the comic book store that was in Warrensburg for the longest time, that I was also buying back issues that were like early to late 80s because they were 50 cents or 25 cents or a dollar or whatever they were. So I was getting like really weird chunks of stories everywhere. Like my pal Jimmy Olsen Superman comic, okay, and get a weird fucking story about Jimmy from like 1978. You know, whatever. So until I started getting, you know, making my own money and being able to fucking put books together. But again, a lot of these books sit here unread so far.
Yeah,
that's almost like
time. It's tough.
It's the time, because like as soon as I think, oh man, tonight would be a great night to read something, I'm like, I could do some, I needed, or I could, or blah blah blah. Speaking of that, speaking of books, real quick, what you ingesting this week? I just wanted to briefly, two things. This is pretty neat. If you grew up with Where's Waldo, but you like Rick and Morty, the Rick and Morty Seek and Find book is fucking fantastic. You gotta find some characters and shit and other things.
Dude.
It's hard to focus on because my camera's pretty bright tonight.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But
that's cool as
maybe if I
fuck.
do this. Yeah, there we go.
That is cool as fuck.
Yeah, so very, very cool book. It just came out a couple of weeks ago. I'd pre-ordered it. $20 from Dark Horse
Nice.
and Adult Swim. That's fun. I've ever talked about this before, but years ago, my mom's boyfriend gave me this very old book. This is not the one he gave me because it was damaged and destroyed. This is from 1978, I believe. Or was
Fritz the Cat.
Yeah. You ever hear Fritz the Cat, bro?
I don't know. Probably not. Doesn't look familiar.
I really can't show much of this comic, but
Why?
it's totally. Oh, well, I mean, the rampant animal drug use of the '60s. Some, some
Whatever. Paradise
slightly
PD happens on Netflix.
Slightly racial tensions.
That drug
and
dog
animal,
does so many drugs.
And animal things, but this is really a piece of history. Have you ever heard of the artist and writer R. Crumb? This is something that you should get hold of. It's sad. It's got a little bit of damage here. I paid about months ago. I paid about $80 for this thing. It is definitely a special piece of history that is starting to go away. I mean, just let me find a decent enough
set of pages that aren't stuck together.
I mean, for instance, this is the kind of stuff you're dealing with. Now, remember, I'm not saying this as me, Josh. I'm saying this as writer Fritz the Cat. So the panel is Fritz. This I believe was the actual.
Oh, that looks familiar.
The actual.
Fritz the Cat. Oh,
there was like an R-rated movie that came out as well.
Okay.
He's surrounded by a bunch of mice or rats, and he's supposed to be undercover. And his word bubble says, "I wonder if my presence here in Red China has been observed yet." And the rats have very suggestive eyes. It goes pretty deep, man, and they all talk with it's written out like a very kind of what would be deemed inappropriate context. Still great piece of history. Don't hate. It's old. The comics were originally published in 1967, 68, 69, 71, 72, 73, and finally 78. So you're looking at stuff that's over 40 years old. Yeah, more like 50, 60, and close to.
Yeah, so you were like a teenager when you got.
Oh, bro, I was a teenager when the book was handed down to me. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But it does have some really funny shit
came out
in there. But no. I was not born yet, you dipshit. But definitely.
Your grays say otherwise.
I was born in 82, you fucking twat.
I know. I just like doing this. It's funny. Good back and forth.
It is pretty funny. But yeah, no, man. Both things I've been ingesting this week. I bought that on eBay over the last summer on a whim, because I thought about it and I was like, man, I bet you that book's becoming harder and harder to find. And I remember enjoying it and thinking it was pretty funny, and anthropomorphic cat, and he just smokes weed and does LSD, and it's the 60s, and he goes to jazz clubs. That gets a little fucked up with the
so like Hunter S. Thompson as a cat,
kind of, yeah. And then he goes to China on an adventure, and then eventually is killed off by his alligator ex-girlfriend, who has a huge camel toe in the bathing suit she's wearing. Like, this is an adult comic. This was these comics back in the day. Like, you see him fucking and trying to like seduce other cats and other sorts of animals. Oh, it's all hit, baby. And like there's one, like the one famous comic, and I'll send this to you later if you want. He's like, I think it's two cat girls like this, and he's got his hands in both of their blouses, and then the other breasts that are still, they're not exposed but showing. You can definitely see nipplage. Like the headlights are on. Like, this shit was really racy fucking. It was like these comics were not by any means whatsoever probably published under the National Comic Authority. And it might even be the comics that actually started the National Comic Authority thing was these comics. And they were like underground comics, man. So he wrote for a lot of different stuff too. Like, oh God, I wish I could. Some of these, I mean, for sure would be, I'm sure, familiar to even your parents, your dad. Arcade, artistic comics, big ass comics, Bayou comics, black and white comics, Despair comics, Dirty Laundry, Funny Animals. This is like Homegrown Funnies is one. Jizz comics. Serial with the Snatch comics, Crumb along with Hayes, Osborne, Spain, and Wilson. Now published by the Printman, 1969, and is literally a big chunky woman with lots of stuff on her face and stuff, and she's saying Yamaguchi Buffalo Bob. I listen, you can't make this shit up. Mr. Natural, Motor City Comics, The People's Comics, San Francisco Comic Book, Snatch Comics. Whoa, that is wow. Actually, there's a lot of shit that's really fucking in this day. Whew, definitely wouldn't fly. I don't know if I should say you should
Cancel
get this.
culture would come out of
But
nowhere.
yeah, Zap Comics. That's the big one. Zap.
That's a big one. I know Zap Comics.
Right. So that he did stuff on that. Anyways, again, Fritz the Cat. It is worth the history. You might not agree with everything that's said in here, but it was again. I'm not fine with cancel culture. It was a different time, a different place. It's definitely worth a read. And at some point, man, I would love to find a scan of it or something.
Yeah. What's your saying? It's not a dick. Don't take it so hard.
Yeah, it's a joke, not a dick. Don't take it so hard, or you know.
Yeah.
But that's been in my area.
Talk to you about something though,
Yeah.
and it has to do with Superman. So, comic books, right? Superman, superheroes. Were they called superheroes before Superman?
I don't know.
And are all the superheroes because Superman was the first superhero? I'm curious about that.
Superhero.
I was wondering what your thoughts were, or if you had ever thought about that.
No, not at all.
Huh. Yeah.
It dates back to 1899. So yeah, I would say that it predates Superman. Antecedents of the archetype include such mythologic characters as Gilgamesh, Hanuman, Perseus, Odysseus, David, and the demigods like Hercules. No, sorry, Heracles. Heracles, not Hercules. As well as folkloric heroes such as Robin Hood, who adventured in distinctive clothing. Interesting.
But
we learned something.
Heroes?
Well, that's the thing, because you grew up in a time and a place. If someone was 15 years old in 1899 and grew up and you guys just happened to be able to meet, you guys would argue over what superheroes were, because they would have had a totally different connotation.
Well, I would show that motherfucker. I'd be like, you want to see a fucking superhero?
Knock the fucking dentures right out of your goddamn old mouth, you fuck.
Hey.
I'll come at you like a spider monkey, fucking... God damn it, Chip. Chet or Chip? I can't remember. Chip, right?
Yeah. That's a good movie.
Throw Chip's
Talladega Nights.
war medals off the bridge. He looks so fucking heartbroken and so helpless in that scene. The old man portrayed it perfectly, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, what have you anything ingested this past week?
Something that made me shit my pants, apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
No, but I've been doing a lot of stuff with Munch, man. So we got a couple golden books for Ella, and one of them is a Bob Ross golden book, dude. And it is amazing. I love it. But the big one that she's been loving lately is the Ghostbusters shape book that somebody got her. Or
me?
I don't know which way you're looking at me right now. That guy or that guy?
It's me.
Yeah. Anyways,
it was me. I wasn't sure though, because you started pointing the other way in my screen.
If you look at her and say, Munch, where's the square? She'll point at the square. If you tell her, where's the triangle? She'll point at the triangle. She's getting good, dude. And like each page has like a piece that kind of stands out as the main shape. Well, you gave it to her. Anyways, she'll pick out every shape.
Dude, that's awesome.
It's pretty dope, dude. She's doing her ABCs by herself now. She's not even like being prompted. She'll just start going A, B, C, F, H.
Fucking child is just over a year old. That's fucking
just
awesome.
over a year old, and she's got a good like a 3/4 of those ABCs figured out.
See, I'm glad.
The LMNO. She has a hard time with that.
Books. Oh, we all did.
Yeah.
Elmo P, you know, instead like
Elmo
LMNO.
P.
I remember LMNO being really difficult as a kid, as
But
a
yeah,
young
she's
kid.
got her. She's
That's
getting her
awesome, man.
ABCs down. She can
You're gonna be a
count.
smart cookie. Already is, obviously,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, no,
be real
she
smart.
knows what she's doing, and she does her sign language and stuff too.
Right.
So she said more, but she does again instead of more. She'll go like this again. She said more, please, and she'll rub her belly for please. Oh, it's hilarious,
And
dude.
she's saying
knows.
it while she's doing it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Please. Yeah, smart little girl.
Fucking
We
mind-boggling.
work
to
with
me.
her a lot.
Of course.
Yeah. That's what it's all about. You know, don't be one of those lazy fucks that just lets your kid just sit there and watch TV all fucking day.
Right.
Do something with them.
Right. No, I agree. It's the only way to do it. I mean, my
Yeah.
parents read to me very much. And, you know, when I got old enough where I was reading on my own, I was reading at an advanced level.
Yeah.
Like, I was reading at a college level of a couple of grade, like the 4th or 5th grade. I think I was reading at a college level, advanced level college, something like that. Well, my mom, especially, like when I was young, started me on the Narnia books. And we were in a religious
my
household.
mom wanted us to as well.
But it didn't matter. My mom didn't tell me the religious connotations to it. Man, they were some of the coolest early, easy reading adventure books of going into a different land and being transported somewhere. I really enjoyed like the first 4. I think I got up to the Silver Chair, which I think was the 4th one. At least in the 1, 2, 3, 4 order, but like they could be read in a different order that would have made more sense. Which I think started with
I don't know how all that works out
Caspian.
because of the timing of everybody.
But either way,
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. And that, you know, that led on to me like I was the kid who late at night was under the covers with a flashlight reading when it was way past my bedtime. You know, like I wasn't supposed to be doing that, but there were so many books I couldn't get out. I couldn't get more. I just needed another chapter. I'd be like, okay, this is the last chapter. And then I'd finish the chapter, and in my head, I'm going, this last chapter, and then I'd immediately just start reading the next chapter.